Alright, look, at this point, we all seen the trailer. New timeline, new story, new costumes, same Shang Tsung doing Shang Tsung things. I'm not here to get into that. The trailer, with its beautiful graphics and innovative ways of becoming bestest friends with your bestest pals, was nice and all, but what interested me the most was the addition of Kameo Fighters. So naturally, I'm gonna attempt to predict the roster. The FAQ page where this gameplay element was announced didn't reveal all too much, but did say this. Kameo Fighters are a unique roster of partner characters to assist during matches who are chosen separately from the main roster. When it comes to official word, that's all we got, and it doesn't paint the most vivid picture. Nonetheless, it's apparent that these characters are non-playable assists, much like what we've seen in the Marvel vs. Capcom series, specifically in Marvel vs. Capcom 1. While the main roster allowed you to play as characters like Ryu, Spider-Man, and the Hulk, characters like Iceman, Juggernaut, and everybody's favorite, Jubilee, would only impact the game as assists. These assist characters, when selected, would each have different attacks that could be summoned throughout the match to string together combos and inflict more damage. Not a super hard concept to grasp, but one that we've absolutely never seen before in Mortal Kombat. As for how they're going to look in-game, we'll have to see that for ourselves, assumedly on June 8th during the gameplay reveal. I imagine they'll probably operate similar to how tag assist moves worked in the tag mode of MK9, but who those assist characters are going to be, now that's up for speculation. There are many things to consider here. For one, Ed Boon's a cheeky bastard. He showed this by graduating from the Microsoft School of Terrible Name Ideas in the years since MK11, and honestly, that might be the only thing worth actually considering here. I don't think he's quite conniving enough to have any of the stalwart characters, especially any we saw in the trailer, be limited to the assist character role though, so you guys can put your knives and pitchforks down. Quite honestly, if they made Melina an assist character, I think opening Twitter would send me into cardiac arrest due to dehydration from the amount of salt on my timeline, so I'm going to consider us spared on that one. I bet NetherRealm throws in a couple of brand new characters just to make things interesting, so I'm not going to be predicting them obviously, but overall, these assists should almost certainly be returning characters that they don't want to flesh out to the degree of the main roster, but who they still want to put a spotlight on for a bit. Full disclosure, I initially wrote my predictions before the leak, and in my original notes I had Ferritor, Tremor, and Movado all listed, so basically I got the accuracy of your older brother on his third Monster Energy with an intervention in Modern Warfare 2, so trust me on these. Right off the bat, Ermac's gotta be on the list. And yeah, I know he's already been leaked as playable DLC, but let's refer back to the number one rule of this list, that being Ed Boon's love affair with fan-based sadism. I'm almost certain that his original plan was to have Ermac be a cameo fighter just to watch the world burn for a bit before announcing him as DLC. With Johnny Cage being leaked to be a DLC cameo fighter, as well as a part of the main roster given his Jean-Claude Van Damme skin, it appears that being an assist doesn't necessarily bar you from the main roster, even though I assume these crossovers are outliers. Knowing this, I love Ermac, but he screams assist character, especially in this more apparently grounded timeline where Shang Tsung may occupy a portion of his niche on launch day. Noob, on the other hand, is someone who I definitely can see exclusively as a cameo fighter, solely due to his moveset, especially considering we don't even know if he can canonically exist in this timeline. Nonetheless, he is a fan-favorite character, and one with such unique potential that I'm sure he'll be engaging in more black hole shenanigans than Albert Einstein off a Percocet or Johnny Sins filming. If he's in the game at all, I expect Noob to be an assist character, either at launch or as an eventual DLC. Kenshi was a character I was initially considering, but now that Takeda's been leaked as DLC, I guess we'll be seeing murderous Matt Murdock fitting in this revamped timeline in a bigger way, so definite main roster consideration there. A 3D character who I think will be slotted in that cameo role, however, is Reiko, who would be a very interesting character to see, and one that fans have been clamoring for since the MKX days. Or at least I have. With no word on Shao Kahn's existence in this timeline, I'm not sure how they'd make Reiko work, but if they did make him work, I could see it as an assist. With the timeline shenanigans that will definitely ensue, I bet the story alludes to Reiko being on the come-up in Outworld as a Shao Kahn mini-me, only to be taken down by Shang Tsung or held back by a guy like Kotal Kahn. Either way, he'll probably get a minor role in the story and fulfill some of the gameplay niche that Shao Kahn normally occupies in the cameo role. Kano speaks for himself. Dude was born to be an assist with his throwing knives and laser eye. I feel like this one's a given. Ed Boon has been known to have a personal vendetta against my happiness and sanctity, so I wouldn't be shocked if Suhao ended up making his illustrious return as an assist character. Honestly, just to fuck with me. Like, me, personally. You know, just to absolutely ruin my day and just spit in my face metaphorically. Suhao is the personification of getting 5-starred with a sunburn, so naturally he's going to find his way into this game. I can feel it in my bones. Also, because he's in the comics, and I figure a good amount of the semi-forgotten 3D era characters will be making some sort of a return in this assist section. Maybe even a guy like Hotaru. Yeah, you guys remember Hotaru. What about Dairu? Could we be seeing a Dairu return? I'll end my life. I will end my life. Anyways, if we look at the Marvel vs. Capcom model, assist characters were never your Wolverines or your Captain Americas. They were the slightly lesser known characters with 1 or 2 A- to B+ players and a handful of fan favorites. It's also worth noting that while the main roster gets Venom, they also get Gambit. So it's not like our roster of playable characters are only going to be the creme de la creme, or that our roster of assist characters are only going to be no-names. For the sake of continuing this comparison, Kano would be an assist character like how Thor was an assist character. Ermac like Cyclops, Noob like Magneto, someone like Suhao or Reiko. Now we're treading into Jubilee or Tong Pu territory. By this token, Jade stands out to me as another beloved character who could end up as an assist. I'm about 50-50 on this one. It could go either way, but hear me out here. With Kitana and Melina already on the roster, Jade might end up finding herself yet again on the back burner as Kitana fills that Edenian princess role. Smoke has been riding the bench for so long that he's got permanent residency next to Udonis Haslam, and I don't see that changing this game, but I also don't see him not being involved at all, so assist slot for him as well. Aaron Black is my favorite character to be introduced since the reboot. I mean, dude's Arthur Morgan minus the moral redemption and tuberculosis, but yeah, the odds of him not ending up as an assist seem pretty slim, just based on how easy it would be to translate his gunslinging moveset to that role, and the fact that he never really has much to do when it comes to the plot anyways. Stryker might end up finding himself sharing a similar fate, just with more grenades and short-range pistol-type attacks than a longer-range rifleman like Aaron Black. Fujin's wind-based attacks could similarly be easy to translate here, and Nightwolf I could see getting snubbed from the main roster as well. I bet Frost pops up to fulfill that Sub-Zero niche among assists, along with a couple of randoms, let's just say Serena, Lee May, and Ashra. To finish up this prediction list, gimme Bo Raicho, because if Liu Kang is in charge of this timeline, there's just no way he forgets about the big guy. Also, some alcohol and vomit-based attacks just seem like a natural fit for how I imagine the gameplay element operating, and, you know, he's another beloved 3D era character. In total, here's my tentative list for who these assist characters will be, and I'll be right, because I'm always right. Ermac, Noob, and Jade make up the A-listers, then Aaron Black, Kano, and Smoke from there. Then we move on to Nightwolf, Fujin, Stryker, Reiko, Bo Raicho, and Frost, and then Hotaru, Serena, Ashra, Lee May, and buzzer beater pick, gimme Hornbuckle as the randoms. That's 17 characters right there, and although I might not have arguments for some of them, or a lot of them, I'm expecting some randomness out of Big Ed instead of Head, so honestly, we might even see a guy like Meat pop up in there. I'm hyped to see how this gameplay edition actually plays out, but my bets are locked for that segment of the roster. If you don't agree with me, literally fight me about it. Like, trace my IP, I'll send you my home address if you message me. Like, literally, you don't want that smoke. I'm not talking Mortal Kombat either. I will pummel you with my fists in the street, and then record it and upload it. This is a threat. Tell me I'm correct. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.